take a breath, put it in God's hands, and let him take care of this, man. It's all right.
Are you very familiar with Scripture, David?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so then you know that Paul and Cyrus went to prison for violating a law that violated their right to speak, and they went to prison.
He also says in the Bible that they jumped under those swords so the circumcised men don't get them.
No, yeah, but this is not the same thing, David. This is not the same circumstance. This is the circumstance of Paul and Cyrus. Because now you have a ministry in a different place. And if you do not walk out of this room peacefully, what you are doing is allowing them to enslave you. You are becoming a slave.
Yeah, don't give them the message.
You are becoming a slave by allowing them to take actions that don't need to be taken. You are allowing them to do that. Do not give them that kind of power over you, David. You know that's how this is going to go. Do not give them that power over you. You
right,
be the powerful one, and you live like Paul and Cyrus, and you go.
I understand. And
hey, David, let me ask you a question.
This isn't what I agreed with. This is everybody's in safe hands. I'm not worried about getting anybody killed. But I'm going to stay here. If they attack me, I have to defend myself. Okay, I have to defend myself. And so if they attack,
you say you know
I have to.
David.
And so I can't. They haven't even promised me any of my grievances against the government. They keep trampling on my First Amendment rights, and nothing's ever been done.
Your promises are not from them. Your promises are from us.
David, you said you know Scripture. What happened when Paul and Cyrus went to jail for their freedom of speech? David, what happened?
Nothing. I'm talking to Graham.
Do you know you're talking to them right now?
Okay, you're talking to Graham.
All right. Well, I'm just saying is that they haven't done anything. They haven't promised anything. So unless they try to work something out, I'm not coming out of here.
David, we know they're not honorable, but you have honorable people on your side, and that's where you got to rest.
Listen, David, you are ending some real future possibilities here. I want you to recognize that when Paul and Cyrus went to prison, God sent a way for them to get out. You are eliminating the ability of God to work in your life.
Well, I'm currently in the tent, just hiding in this tent right now, and there's no guns pointing at anybody. So they have to come and attack me if something happens.
David, just go out.
Yeah, but see, that's not there. You are trying. What you're going to do is going to jeopardize the future that we have. You still have a long life ahead of you. You are still a valuable.
I'm in the tent.
How many people do we need to have loud voices to teach the younger generations that are coming up? Why would we want to silence one of those voices? You're not going to increase your voice by sacrificing yourself. You're going to diminish your voice. You're going to undermine your authority. You're going to take away the ability that you have to be a real voice in this. And that's not what needs to happen here, David. We need all the voices that we can get. We can't allow this to do.
They need to understand that I'm not attacking anybody. I'm sitting here in this tent by myself, and nobody's going to get hurt unless they make some kind of move.
David, what are your concerns?
I'll probably have to do something, but I hope they don't do anything. I'm still waiting for a peaceful resolution. Okay. They haven't addressed my grievances.
Right, but David, your grievances are being addressed on the world spectrum. So what are your concerns right now? Why don't you want to go out?
everybody's safe. Everybody's safe that needs to be, and they found their grievances were addressed, I guess. But mine haven't, and so I'm still waiting for mine. I haven't really had my chance.
So what are your grievances? What are your grievances?
My First Amendment right. I'm tired. I'm tired of getting my First Amendment. I'm tired of having my money every time I work in my paycheck. I'm trying to legitimately have a job. You know, I have a legit job and I'm paying taxes, but it's going towards abortion. I don't want to do that no more. How can I find a way to not pay for that stuff?
Well, you know what? And what are you going to be able to do to change that by sitting in that room and waiting for the end? I want you to see something, David. You have a very powerful voice. You have a very powerful passion. You have an ability to convey the way you feel and the way you speak with such great power. And you don't want to silence that, David. Don't silence that. That is such a waste. What a terrible, terrible waste. Don't do that. Don't do that to my child, David. Don't do that to my 9-year-old who needs your voice, David. My 9-year-old needs you to step out of there and be a continuing voice.
David, remember that Jesus said to occupy till he comes. Our job is to take it one step at a time and trust him. And
well, I'm not taking my chances to go. I'm not going to gamble my life in the hands of a corrupt system and be raised a big bubba in prison. I'm not going to do that.
David, who's more powerful, the corrupt system or Yahweh?
Yeah, I mean, and that's a very good point, Gavin, because what you're saying is, David, that God is not able. And I already
they haven't even promised me anything. They haven't promised me any of those threats or anything. They're just telling me to come on.
Right, but David, but other people have.
But you've not.
Well, you guys are. I don't know. I didn't know any of you two really before this. I mean, I didn't know. I still really. If I had.
Well, you know what, David? That's the encouragement you should take from this. You didn't know any of these
about it.
people. And now you know that your voice is
David, you're going to have people visiting you. The message is getting out. Just because the government doesn't hear the grievances doesn't mean the grievances aren't getting out. So I understand that you're frustrated right now. I get it. I get frustrated all the time with the way things are, and I feel like things don't move fast enough. But
how long do you have to go on without your grievances being addressed? Like for example,
David,
abortion, that's been going on forever.
I know, and
it never gets addressed. Everybody's still forced to pay for it. How come we can't opt out or something? They're still making me pay for some murder. I'm not going to live on a system that grants you security and peace at the cost of you having to agree and tolerate certain atrocities. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but David, you're not going to change it either. If you don't continue your voice. Do you know that Paul wrote his most inspirational and most powerful words while he was in prison?
Instead of, hey guys, you guys got to find a way to get these people off my back right now. That's the best thing to do right now is get them, just have one guarding. There's only one of me in there. How about you give me a little space and back away a little bit, all of you guys? You're freaking me out.
Hey, David, can I ask you a question? David, can I ask you a question, please?
You can have the two in the front and stuff. I mean, just.
I have 2 daughters. I have 4 grandkids. There's another date.
It's a kind of, I can hear them if they're listening.
Yeah. And that you have a responsibility to our future, to my child. I don't know, do you have brothers and sisters? Do you have nieces and nephews? You have a responsibility to them to keep fighting because you know the truth and they don't know yet.
I feel like I'm listening to a bunch of yappers. I mean, come on, guys. Let them take a stand. I'm taking my stand. This isn't something I'm going to back away from. That's what a man does when he takes a stand. Until they can make a peace, I'm still peaceful. I'm So I'm here being peaceful, and until my demands are met, I can't come out because I'm a man. I'm taking a stand.
But you won't. But your stand, it's not profitable, David.
A stand means you're willing to risk your life. And if these people can't make a peace deal, then that's the country you're running with. The people who will make deals with terrorists, but not patriots.
David,
The country that deals with terrorists, but not people that are concerned about all the problems. You know, all these people, all law-abiding citizens. The government tramples on them.
all right, David, be quiet for a second and listen to me.
David, it is harder to live for liberty than it is to die for it. Don't be a coward like that. Be like Ammon and actually live for it.
You have no right to call me a coward. Don't call me a coward.
No. I am not calling you a coward, David. What I'm saying is that it's harder to live for it. You have to want to live for it. People are. Ammon is stirring up more fire in the people's hearts now where he is than ever before. I have people coming to me right now as I teach who were never involved before, and they are appalled at the fact that Ammon is still being held in solitary confinement. This is waking people up, David. You are not helping anybody by simply you have to do the hard thing, do the right thing, do the brave thing. We have respect for those who want to continue in the fight.
David, we know you're no
you
coward,
understand what I'm saying?
but you can keep carrying the message here.
Rome,
It's the harder thing.
the Roman government paid for abortions too, David.
We don't have to support it, and we don't have to be silent. We're standing up, and that's what you're doing.
You're still paying for it.
So did Jesus. He paid taxes to the Romans.
But that
You know
doesn't.
what, David? Do you remember?
And guess what? Jesus was killed. He was crucified. He spoke out against the authorities, and he was killed for
Absolutely.
it. So I'm speaking out because they're corrupt. I'm speaking out too.
But you know what? When the authorities came for him, he went with them because that carried the message, and Jesus rose, and the message goes on. But it wasn't the time right then and there for him to make a stand and fight. He's going to be coming back in glory, and there's going to be justice. But the message right now carries.
Do you remember, David, that when they came after Jesus with the sword, and the apostles went crazy and cut the guy's ear off? And Jesus said, no, this is not how we go. This is not how we stand. And when he went, he said, you must carry on my voice.
They need to make some peaceful resolution with me.
They're trying to make a peaceful resolution with you, but you will still have your freedom of speech.
They haven't promised me anything.
What do you want them to promise you, David? What do you want them to promise you? David, you have to have a something that they can promise you if you want them to promise you something.
I have to be able to way to make income without paying for these atrocities. I should be able to opt out of certain taxes, like a certain percentage or something, because this is wrong. I can't be paying for that.
And absolutely, David, that is a very valuable fight. Do you know that is something that Representative Matt Shea and
I don't want to get
working
into the tax fraud either. I'm trying to do a legal way, but I got to find a way to stop paying taxes to these atrocities. I can't pay for it. You're asking me to live to serve that they commit these atrocities. I can't do that.
Right. Well, listen to me. Do you know that Representative Matt Shea and I are working on that right now? What good is it if you don't give us the chance to make it happen? Do you know that
Christ died at 33?
How many?
Christ died at 33. He died for what he believed in. He didn't just keep going along and try to live a selfish life. You guys are the one that's selfish. You aren't willing to sacrifice.
David, we all sacrifice, and so do you. But
Tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants and patriots.
Yeah, well, this is not the time for that, David. And
it is the time for it. You have only got his. It is the time for it. You have only got his.